Tonight's Xfinity TV High School Football Game of the Week postgame show is being brought to you by the Pittsburgh Sports Report, Pittsburgh's premier sports publication. Visit them on the web at pittsburghsportsreport.com. Well, Chris Shovlin, Ellis Cannon back here in the press box high above West Mifflin Titans Stadium tonight. Titans tried their best, but again, you know, the MO of this Belle Vernon team is to come in and knock you around, punch you in the mouth, and that's exactly what Belle Vernon did. Defense turned to offense. Offense got scores. Punt return got scores, too, and it was a big night for the Belle Vernon Leopards. They go to a perfect 8-0, and they are running wild over top of the Big Nine.
Yeah, Chris, to your first point, they're a very physical team. They wanted to be physical. That was a big key for Coach Humbert coming into this game, and they did that. They really took away much of the trick plays, and for that matter, any room to run. We did see the trick play work at the very end there, but the reality is running the ball was absolutely critical, essential, needed to happen for West Mifflin, and it did not. And credit, of course, that physicality, being spot on with the keys and point on with your technique, and it helped out a great deal. And obviously, it really was what did West Mifflin in.
Well, we talked about defense. We talked about offense. Let's talk about special teams and our Best of the Batch Foundation play of the game here tonight. And this was a dazzler, to say the least. This is Logan Frogner taking back a punt, 52 yards, weaving through the punt return defense of the West Mifflin Titans. Here's a look at it from the reverse angle. As you can see, he had a full head of steam, even looked over his shoulder to see if anybody was going to catch him, and nobody would. And that is our Best of the Batch Foundation play of the game. Logan Frogner, a 52-yard punt return. And that came with 4:25 to go in the third period of play, and that was the fourth Belle Vernon touchdown, and that's the one that really blew the game open.
And or to make it, put another way, decisive, which is what we talked about in the keys in the open. And Coach Brazo told me, not so special. That's an area of concern for them with special teams. He put it a little bit differently in terms of what he thought about their quality right now, but the breakdowns, he said, could be decisive, and that clearly was the icing on the cake. It was just a very, very all-around great performance, certainly by Fronger, and I think that Belle Vernon's going to feel great coming off that win last week, not letting down and being able to throttle a potent offense in West Mifflin.
All right, let's take a look at our player of the game here tonight on the Xfinity High School Football Game of the Week, and well, I'll tell you something. Jared Hartman really went to work here tonight. There he is on a 2-yard run. That started off the scoring early on in the ball game tonight. And not only did he run, but he was able to throw as well. And that one, tremendous touchdown pass. Again, Frogner was there. There's a look at Jared Hartman there during the handshake line. Our Xfinity High School Football Player of the Game here tonight. He was just tremendous in running this offense and moving this football. Let's go to Meg Bulger. She's on the sideline with a coach right now. Meg.
Coach, at half you seemed pretty relaxed and pretty happy with the way your team played. Said you just needed to capitalize on a few things. Pretty happy with the way your team adjusted.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a broken record. I mean, I think for kind of the most part of the year, you know, I've always had faith, and we always had the belief. I thought we were a pretty good football team. And again, it's always just us in our way. It's always, you know, the cart in front of the horse with us, especially when it comes to our offense. So I never wavered. I knew that eventually we'd kind of get it together and solidify some things. And, you know, I don't think if anybody really kind of picked us to be the conference champs. So I'm proud for the kids, and, you know, I just hope they can enjoy this moment and flip the page tomorrow, but, you know, I just want them to kind of enjoy this and let it sink in that they're Big Nine champs.
And I heard you tell your team that you know the potential that you see in them. 8-0. This is the place where you guys got knocked out of the playoffs last year. So is this where you expected to be?
Well, I think the key thing is we never really make a game bigger than it was. We didn't do that last week when we beat TJ. We kind of just operated business as normal. But I'd be lying to say there wasn't a little bit of retribution in this game. They beat us twice last year. They knocked us out of the playoffs. And so I think that kind of lingered in the back of their heads. I know for us coaches it lingered in our heads. So I was happy that we were able to come out and do what we needed to put 35 points on the board. But kind of being a perfectionist, you know, I would have hoped that we could have got a couple extra ones in there. But I'm just happy we won. It's not easy to win football games on a Friday night. So super proud of the kids, and we just got to be ready and focused for playoffs.
All right, that's great, Coach. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Chris?
All right, Mac, thank you very much. And the coach is a perfectionist. He wanted a perfect game here tonight. No such thing in football, is there?
No, I tell you what, though, he's as professional a guy as we've run into over the years, certainly from my perspective. Does a great job working with us and a great job, more importantly, working within the school and certainly with the program.
And, of course, it's always fun working with Meg Bulger. Let's go to the sidelines with her one more time. Meg.
Well, Jared, you heard your coach just say there was a little bit of retribution here coming from a team that knocked you guys out of the playoffs and beat you 19-0 here last year. So how does that feel to come in and get a little bit of revenge?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I wasn't a big part of the team last year, but still I was on the team. And just to come here and win after what they did to us, they beat us twice last year, one at our home and one here, so it's nice to get the win.
You guys have kind of relied on your defense all year. It's been extremely impressive again tonight, but had to feel pretty good to put some good offensive drives together.
Yeah, to put up 35 points against any team is pretty good, and especially West Mifflin, they're a pretty good team. And my offensive line, I just got to give kudos to them.
That's spoken like a really good quarterback there, giving offensive line credit. You guys are 8-0. Is there any kind of mindset you guys talk about that in the locker room, or is it kind of just business as usual, next game at a time?
It's just business. We're focused on Ambridge right now. That's all we're focused on.
All right, well, good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, Chris?
All right, Meg, thank you very much. Jared Hartman, of course, our Pittsburgh Sports Report player of the game here tonight on Xfinity TV High School Football. Jared mentioned they have Ambridge next. That's a non-conference game. So they're done with the Big Nine. They are the Big Nine champions, perfect and undefeated at 8-0. And, boy, that's a nice feather in the cap of the Belle Vernon Leopards. And, of course, West Mifflin has another conference game, and you mentioned this a couple of times.
Right.
They have to go to TJ.
Absolutely. I thought he's absolutely right. They were looked at as possible contenders to win. They go undefeated. They turned plays defensively into touchdowns, and they just, I thought, all around did a really good job tonight.
So all hail to the Leopards. They win it, and they win the Big Nine Conference here tonight as well. For our entire Viewpoint Video Production Services crew, and, of course, Meg Bulger on the sideline, Mark Fisher up here in the booth, Ellis Cannon, I'm Chris Shovlin. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Again, the final score here this evening, the Belle Vernon Leopards 35 and the West Mifflin Titans 7 here on the Xfinity High School Football Game of the Week.